guys, it's Rel Klein and welcome to the first making up movie idea on the spot. So I came up with this idea because I come up with like movie and TV shows ideas like really easily, and I'm always finding inspiration from different things. And you know, we're in the middle of pandemic and I was like, I need something extra to do, so that's what I'm doing. It's gonna be random, so I'm gonna pick one genre, one place, and then like 3 other miscellaneous things or items. They're also like feelings, emotions, ideas, I guess. And so with those 5 things, I have to come up with a movie idea, and I'll start with like, you know, the first starting idea, and then I'll go more into the movie and the scenes and how it will work. A little bit about me is I'm going to be a junior in college at Ithaca College, but we're remote for the semester, so I'll be here doing these videos. I'm going to try to do 1 a day. We'll see if that works out, because I also have classes starting soon, and I have an internship, and also the US Open started today, and I'm a huge tennis fan. At college, I am a cinema production major, and I'm writing for film, TV, and emerging media minor, and also a math minor, but math has nothing to do with this. Yeah, so I have like a notebook and like documents where I keep lists of all my ideas. I think I have like over 80 movie ideas, and definitely over 30 TV show ideas. I have written full screenplays for like some of my top ideas, so you know, this is something that is my talent, and I don't think anyone else on YouTube is doing this, so we're gonna see how it goes. I probably should have done a run through before this, just like testing it out, seeing if I can do it, but I didn't, so this is really actually my first time. Like, I literally made these yesterday because I came up with this idea yesterday. So we're gonna see how it goes. Bear with me, I might fail at first, I might struggle. I don't know like how much of a movie and potential scenes I'll be able to formulate in this. I'm gonna try to not make this too long, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, ready? This is the genre bag. I'll start with the genre. Drama. Okay, see, it says drama, so I'm not lying with this. Okay, we'll move this bag to the side. Okay, places. And I feel like sometimes, you know, the place where it's set isn't that important, but sometimes it also can be really important. So, well, sometimes, you know, we'll see. Foreign city. I've only ever been out of the country once, so this is gonna be fun. Some of the places I have are like very specific, like New York City, or sometimes it's just like city, so you know, and that way I can kind of do what I want. Okay, so we have a drama in a foreign city. I have not picked the city yet because, you know, you got these, and this is the most things. This is, you know, okay. So, oh god, that's 4 things. No, that's 5. Wait, okay. We'll see. Something to do with doctors. Something to do with a shed. Oh god. I don't even know if you could see that. This is on my phone. I'm filming this instead of my camera because I'm lazy. And it takes place in the spring. Okay. I might include that shed one. I don't know. What can I do with shed? Okay. So I feel like doctors really like makes you start, you know, they give you a lot to go with. When I think of shed, you would think that's more in a horror film, but this is not horror, this is drama. And it's in a foreign city. So I feel like since I'm not from, well, obviously anything that you're not from is foreign. Whatever, I'm from the US, I'm from New York City. So, foreign city, I'm gonna think of London, just because it's better if they speak English there. For me, personally, coming up with this idea. So, it takes place in the spring, and I see someone, maybe a young person who just got her woman, got her doctorate, maybe in America, but got her doctor's job in London. So she's coming to London, and so she's in London and she's a doctor, and you know, it's very different for her, very dramatic for her, because you know, she's in a new city. She doesn't know how it, you know, different than how it is in America. So right away, you know, she has to, I don't really know what doctors do either. Oh my god, I'm failing at this already. But she's in London, and so it's already really like high stakes. Like, you know, I think doctors, right when they start out, they have to work like long hours and everything, and you know, maybe she loses a patient on the first day of her job, and everyone's like, how could you mess this up? And they're blaming her, even though it's like not her fault. But you know, she was supposed to be watching over this patient. You know, this person maybe just got out of surgery and the person dies. Oh my god, this is so depressing. But when I think of drama, you know, well, some of my drama ideas are like dramatic comedy or like something such that. So I guess I could go. I doesn't have to just be straightforward drama. It could be, you know, mix of something, but it has to have drama in it. So maybe, but I think I'm gonna go with, yeah, the patient dies. And I'm trying to think how I could get this shed in there. See, it's fun, it's hard. What even is a shed? Why did I come up with that idea? There's literally like hundreds of ideas in here, like for this miscellaneous, and I might keep putting more in over time. But so there's a shed. So she doesn't get fired, but she's, you know, still struggling at work, and there's other doctors who are higher up who are, you know, kind of being like, you know, I don't want to say bully, but you know, sassy to her and like telling her she can never do it. But there's this one doctor there who, you know, is nice to her, because there's always one, you know, he's not like the others, who's nice to her and everything. And she's like, I know how to do all this stuff, but I'm nervous. It's a lot. It's crazy. So this other doctor's like, I can help you. I can help you, you know, get better. I love in movies where there's someone helping someone learn something or get better at something, and you know, you see it in a montage way. So that's where I'm going with this. So he's like, I can help you get better, you know. And she's like, okay, so where are we gonna learn? And he's like, I have a shed in the back of my house where he's married. So he's like, my wife, you know, lets me, you know, put on my, you know, or maybe he could be like, oh, I have, maybe he does like doctor stuff on the side. Like he does physician things that aren't with the hospital, so he has his like little practice in the shed, so it has like all the medical and doctor things you need. So he brings her to the shed, and you know, he lets her help with like his clients outside of the hospital, perhaps, and so that way she really learns and everything, and she's starting to get better. And she's also starting to develop feelings for this guy, but he's married. Because, you know, he helps her, and always in one of those movie things where someone helps the other, they either both fall for each other or one falls for the other. So she's starting to get these feelings. And she's starting to do better at work at the hospital that she works at. I mean, it's like, why? How are you doing this? And she's getting better, but then she gets a call that her grandma's not doing well. And so she comes back to the US, wherever she lives in the US, and she starts, you know, as a doctor, starts treating her grandmother and being there for her grandmother. And there's this one thing that she's not able to do. She can't do because she hasn't learned it yet or hasn't perfected it yet. I don't really know doctory terms, but she's not able to do. So she calls up that male doctor in London and, tells him that he needs her. No, she needs him to come and do this thing for his grandma. And, he comes right away. I was thinking maybe he should be hesitant, but that's mean if your grandma's dying and you don't come. So he comes right away and he treats her, but there's nothing he can do. And in the end, her grandma dies. And so she feels very lost. She doesn't know what to do. And she's kind of staying where she lives in the US, and he's trying to get her back to London. But then she reveals that she has feelings for him, and he's like, I'm married, like, I can't, do anything about it. And so he goes back to London, and because, she was rejected, she stays back in the US. But then it turns out this guy, this male doctor in London, gets a lawsuit, or he gets in trouble at the hospital because he has this like private practice outside the hospital in the shed that he's not supposed to have, or doesn't have the right paperwork for, or it kind of goes against the hospital rules. So he's like in trouble with the hospital, and he might have to go through a lawsuit. And because of something like how she like worked with them and helped out, he begs her to come to the London to like go on the record or go to court for him, and say positive things. And so she comes back, and she has to go to court, and she's questioned, and she's ending up giving like a beautiful big speech about what a great man he is, and how he had good intentions, and that he should not be in trouble, that he didn't have like the right paperwork or something, and that it was all a mistake, and they should have it so he can. And so in the end, he doesn't lose his like doctor license. I don't really know how it all works, but he does have to leave the hospital, the job at the hospital. And so he thanks her for saying those kind words, and he starts his more private practice business with this shed. And she's like, why don't you expand it? Why don't you like have your own real private practice in office? And he's like, I will, if you will work for me. So in the end, they still work in a shed, but it's a bigger shed, and it's like an office space, and they have multiple more clients, and they have maybe even other doctors. In the end, they end up as friends, and that's how it ends. I don't know how I got the spring in there, but I'm just gonna say it takes place in the spring, because sometimes these miscellaneous items, and like sometimes the places don't really have to do have too much to do with it. But in this way, Foreign City did have a lot to do with it, because she's coming to London from the US. I had it. It could have been totally different how I had it, but that's how I had it in this example of making up movie idea on the spot. And she was going back and forth, but I guess in this time, in this idea, spring didn't have too much to do with it. I could just say it's in spring, but I did make it very dramatic, like her losing a patient at the beginning, and her having struggles, having to work with him, but being rejected. So that's why it's not really romance, because he did reject her, and even though she has feelings for him, like they end up being friends in the end. I could have made it be romance. I could have made it that he left his wife for her, but I went in the direction where they have this friendship, and that really helps her, become as great of a doctor, and, her testifying for him, and, helping him out. So I was able to use the shed. I think that's interesting, someone, having a secret private practice. I don't know how it works in doctor. I don't know if that's allowed or not, but I'm just going that direction. I don't think maybe with his hospital he works at, it's not allowed. So whatever. But yeah, they use this shed, and like the shed is this important aspect to the story, so I was able to include that. I had doctors. That's my story. That's my first time I did that. I kind of liked how I, you know, went from, I didn't say right away my end goal, because it's hard to do when you're just coming up with the idea on the spot. You kind of start with a few things, and then you kind of go in the direction. And you know, I didn't have shed in like the very beginning, but you know, I brought shed in and I used all these things. So I think I did a good job the first time. I don't know, please let me know down below. I'm gonna put these items back in. So that was interesting. Wow. I've always wanted to do this, but I've never done this before. And I hope I did a good job. We shall see. As I said, over time, I'm going to add more items and, you know, probably more places. I do have like a lot of some specific places, but if you want to comment below, like if you actually watch this, probably it's have like 5 views. But if you want to comment down below, like other miscellaneous items you think I should include. I do have a lot, so potentially on your list it's things I already have put in, but if it's something new, I will add it. So I'm excited. This is fun. This is fun. These are good ideas. I might have to write this idea down. Sometimes ideas will be better than others. We'll see how it goes. And thank you guys for watching. I'll do one again tomorrow. Hope you guys like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Love you guys, and bye.